Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make some delicious cheesy scalloped potatoes, and it's real easy, real quick. So let's get started. We're going to start off with about 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. Turn it on to a medium heat. And once that heats up just a little, we're going to start adding our ingredients. I had some onions, but I chopped them up kind of fine, so I might add that to the mix right when we start layering, but after I make my sauce. This is what we're making as a roux. You're going to start off, you're going to take some potatoes, which I already did a prep. You're going to take some potatoes, slice them up real thin. You're going to add salt. They've been sitting for a minute, but you're going to add salt, pepper, and thyme. And they're just waiting for me to make this creamy cheese sauce. And then we're going to layer it up and get it started. So as this butter starts to melt a little, I'm going to add in a little bit of garlic butter because I love that. You don't have to, but it's what I like, so I'll add that. And instead of using garlic, I do have garlic, a lot of garlic, but I'm going to add garlic paste. It's simpler to use. Let me see, did I take it out? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So I started off, I already prepped an onion. This is like half of a pretty large onion, a little more than half of a pretty large onion. We're going to add that to the pot here. And we're going to stir them till they're translucent. They haven't really gotten warmed yet, but we're going to see how it goes. All right, so after that, what we're going to use is just pretty much make our roux with the cheeses and seasonings. The seasonings we're going to use, I'll tell you as we go along. It's going to be basically salt and pepper. They're not going to come until we really get into the mixture of roux after we've added the cheese. So as we go along, I will tell you what to put in it. I'm making a cake here, so I got to keep an eye on that. Okay. Come on, onions, let's go. Roux are pretty simple to make. Nothing too much to them. We are going to take and add 2 tablespoons of flour in a bit. And, of course, that goes with our roux. I can go ahead and add my little. I'm going to add probably about a tablespoon of that garlic paste. I'm going to mix that around. And we're still kind of waiting on these onions to start doing something. All right, so. Okay. This dish is delicious. It's extremely good. It's just kind of like basically macaroni and cheese, but it's I mean, that's the way I make it with potatoes instead. And they really are very good. I think you're gonna love them. You try them. Let me know in the comments whether or not you like them. By the way, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, well, let me add a little salt and pepper. Kind of starting to heat up, but I'm taking add some. These are black. This is some black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper. Okay, now. Okay, you're gonna stir that up again. Okay, I can see it's starting to heat up now. I mean, it's starting to turn translucent, but still not nearly as much as I like. I'm going to keep stirring. Also checking my cake. Today's Sunday. I cook dinner for my uncles on Sundays. So, okay. Every Sunday. And I try to surprise them. Unless they typically don't, but once or twice they have asked me for something special. They like to be surprised. Today we're having smothered pork chops, and we have this as a side. I mean, we had mashed potatoes the last couple of weeks, so I was like, I'm not having that, so that's why I came up with deciding to do the cheesy. Okay, these are halfway translucent. I'm going to go ahead and add the flour to this. That's literally 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to stir it until you get that flour smell out so that you won't taste the flour in the roux. Okay, that's kind of what we're looking at. Okay, then I'll take about a half a carton of it, but I don't have white that much, but got enough. I might add, because I didn't have very as much, I might add a little bit of just a tad bit of chicken broth. Just a tad bit. You gotta kind of improvise. If you don't have everything that you should, sometimes you gotta kind of improvise. So I'm going to. That's kind of weird. We'll just a tad bit because I was just a little shy of. Excuse me. I was just a little shy of a half a carton, so and that was heavy whipping cream. Okay. And now we're getting into our roux. This is kind of what that's supposed to be looking like. And just keep stirring. Okay, sorry. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let that stir up. Then we're going to start adding our cheese. No, before we add our cheese, we're going to add our seasonings. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of Slap Your Mama seasoning. Okay. Then I'm going to add a little bit of Johnny's. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning, probably about, I'd say, a tablespoon. I'm sorry, a teaspoon probably. And then I'm going to add some garlic powder. Oops. Which is probably about a teaspoon. And a teaspoon of onion powder. Because that makes everything taste better. It always does, those combinations. Alright, let me see. My cake is telling me that it's done, so let me pull that out. Alrighty. Okay. That's 7 minutes. Okay. And that's what we're looking at right now. Okay, let's see. Let me test my cake just to make sure that it's ready. I'm going to poke a little hole in that. Test it out a little bit. Comes back clean. Oh, hold up. There was just a little return on this. I'm going to set it in there. Not turn it back on, but just set it in there for a few more minutes. And I'm not turning on, just taking advantage of that heat that's already there. Okay, this is bubbling up. I really want to whisk all those seasonings around, so let me use my whisk. Just a tad bit more of this. Let me make sure I got enough. Oh, I should have used my homemade broth that I made, darn it. Okay, this is thickening up. And I'm getting a little sloppy here, but that's okay. Okay. All right. Let that just heat up for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to start adding my cheeses. Now, I don't like using that store-bought shredded cheese. However, I am using it for the Parmesan because, I don't have any, didn't grate any Parmesan cheese, so I am going to use this. But the rest of the cheeses are shredded myself. Okay, see that's bubbling. Then you go ahead and you add your cheeses in there. I'm going to add about a cup of that. And then I'm going to add about a cup of shredded cheese. And I'm even going to add a little bit of white cheddar as well. About a half cup. So those are my cheeses. Now I'm going to stir it up, stir it in, make my sauce. And that's what we're looking like, folks. I can actually bring it over. That's what it looks like. Okay. So now okay, it's all thick and ready. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take a skillet, put some butter in it, buttered up. I've already done that. We're going to layer our potatoes in there. So we're going to start taking and putting our potatoes in there, layering them up. So come over here. Take that off. That's ready. So our potatoes are looking a little something like this. Okay, I'll turn it off. And then we're going to take and we're going to pour the cheese sauce over it. This is where I like to take a little bit of the minced onion, because you're not going to be able to saw cook, and these are minced, so they're going to be really hard to taste. You're not going to even taste, they're going to taste them, but you're not going to actually feel the effects of the onion like that. If you don't like onion, you know, most people like onion because it gives your food so much flavor. Okay, I'll take some more cheddar cheese and put it on top. And then I'm going to do my other layer. Oh, not a bunch of potatoes. And like I said, you guys do this in this cast iron skillet. It does wonders. My potatoes, they should have been cold and frozen, cold and in the refrigerator, which they were when I cut them. It's just that I left them out, and now they're not cold like they should be. But just slice and dice. I have a real nice little slicer, and they slice them perfect. They're so thinly sliced that it just even makes them, believe it or not, taste even better. But the cast iron skillet also is one of the key factors. So this is going to be a very delicious side dish. Okay, we're done with those. Now we're going to go and finish up the sauce. So I'm going to pour that back over. Look at that creamy sauce, guys. This is going to be delectable. Oh, you know what? I left my, oh gosh, my butter packet in there, and I don't want that because I had some butter but I thought for sure maybe that was just that small piece. Please, Jesus. Because I do believe I took it out first. Okay, so this is what that looks like. Now we're going to go ahead and add some more cheddar cheese over the top. You can add any kind of cheese you want. I'm going to also add a little bit of white cheddar. This is going to be so cheesy, guys. So maybe I won't because I've already got all that in there, and you love cheese like me, though, you know, it's great. So I'm going to leave that because I already have several cheeses in there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put this in a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes or so. Check it when it's all nice and bubbly and brown. That's when you'll take it out. So let me, should have my oven preheated. I'm trying on an hour, but it's not going. And let me put, since it's kind of stacked high over the pan, I'll go ahead and put my skillet in this pan so that if it does boil over, it won't boil over into my oven. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take my cake out. It's done. Now it's time for my potatoes. Okay, folks, I will show you what it looks like in the end and give you a taste. Thank you for watching.